Hey everyone, welcome back to part 7 of Minotaur Hunter Chei. I'm Ultraviolent 4, and at the end of the last episode we got trolled pretty hard by a rune mimic. I was pretty confident that this was the rune. It looked like the end vault, we fought all the typical end vault enemies, and then it was a mimic. There it is, sneaked and vanished. So we got more shows to do before we get our second rune. And then, I don't know, we'll see what we do after that. But I will say that this whole mimic thing worked out pretty well for us because we now have 77 javelins. There were a whole handful of javelineers in here. So that actually, I'm not too unhappy about that. As long as we don't now die to the actual rune vault, then I'll be perfectly okay. Even more, 78 javelins. Fantastic. Okay, we're remembering that we have the ability to go invis, and most of the merfolk won't see us if we do that. Okay, argument to be made now that we have 32 tomahawks and 78 javelins that I could stop throwing stones, but I find it funny, so can't stop, won't stop. We will throw javelins at an alligator snapping turtle though. Those guys are nasty. I could go invis, but apparently we're okay. We're hearing shouts. Alright. That's not the right thing. Tomahawks, yeah. If we're seeing double impaler, that's a suggestion that maybe this is the rune vault. You don't normally see two high level merfolk like impalers inside just a random hut. I'm going to preemptively go invis, just in case scary merfolk keep coming out. Why aren't we wielding a weapon? We should have snakebite at least out. So at least then we'll have our poison. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is. We've now got double Aquamancer. These guys can see invis, so there's no point doing that again. But I'm going to switch to javelins. Aquamancers are scary on their own, let alone multiples at once. And here's a javelineer. Double javelineer. Do we one shot? Wow, that's crazy. We threw this javelin, we got 1, 2, 4 exclamation marks, and we one shot him. This looks like a funny command. How much damage is that? I want to know. Are we not working? What's something? Sigmund. Alright. Looks like beam's not working. Maybe I have already been beam banned. So there you go. Alright. So we've got triple merfolk impalers. These guys can't see invis. Neither can the javelineer. Now we do have grey contam, but nah, we can probably use invis again without glowing. Yeah, okay, good. And then I'm thinking backing towards the stairs or just fighting. How about if we throw out a wand of clouds at all three impalers? I can't actually tell where I'm aiming. I don't know if that's hitting any of them. It's definitely hitting the one I'm highlighting, but I don't know if I'm getting the one in front of me or the one at the back. And if I do that, I don't think I'm getting this one. I honestly can't tell what I'm aiming at right now. Alright, let's just try that. Oh, we got all three, good. Oh, it's pretty funny. We're getting owned by some of these guys. We might need a teleport. How about we throw some javelins at the javelineer? He's the one who's hurting us most. Alright, well, most of them ticked out to poison, so that's okay. And now we can switch back to stones. Okay. Now we should just be able to waltz in and now claim the rune, I would guess. seeing how many of the dangerous enemies sort of trickled out there. There are javelins everywhere right now. This is quite a mess that we've made here of ammunition. It's alright. I'm throwing stones into the deep water, but in exchange for every stone I throw, this merfolk's throwing back a tomahawk. So I feel like I'm okay with that change. They're steel tomahawks. Let's drop poison needles. It's been a while since we've done the poison and kite. Oh right, we have the blink spell. I should have blinked out of that net. That was wrong. We could have had 6 nets right now. Yeah, if you get netted and you break out of it, you blink out of it, you don't break the net, so you can then pick it up. Going javelins against the frost giant. We do have plenty of RC, or only one, but a frost giant is still quite scary. There we go, got our rune. Oh, nice, very nice. Javelins of penetration. Okay, well we want those. These are going to be sick. So if you saw last run where we had the crossbow of penetration, how strong that is, javelins of penetrations are much the same thing. You can throw them down a whole hallway. You can throw them through summons to kill the summoner behind. Just all around a good time. Which means, yeah, I'm going to drop the steel tomahawks. So the steel quality on a throwing weapon means it does extra damage, but if it's a tomahawk and I want more damage, I'll just throw a javelin. We've got ID for this amulet. It's magic regen. Okay, we'll ditch that. What are we trying to get now? Poison javelins. Alright, so we're going crazy. If we need to poison something, we'll go with curare. Or, I mean, we can always hit it with snakebite too. Yeah, if this were the early game though, I'd be really excited. Poison javelins are great. Sada, that's fine. Nah. Probably should respect it a bit more than just throwing stones at it, because those guys do a lot of damage, but they're mostly scary if they have other satyrs around and they're all going to mite each other. Or even just with their fawn pack. Because mited attacks on enemies, even when they're ranged, still do the 150% damage. We're just going to ignore the enchant weapon. Song of Slaying, Spectral Weapon, and Regen. Let's at least learn Regen. I don't especially want to learn Song of Slaying on a Chei character. I'm usually one of that spell's biggest proponents against a generally hateful audience or hateful crowd. But against Chei, where you don't have the ability to walk away, I think I'd rather not be making lots of noise. Alright, let's learn Regen. We probably can't cast it. Is that right? We'll memorize it all the same. Okay, and I mean, if we want to actually use it, I'm going to have to train it, which I might not, but it's on our list. I mean, are we going to quaff a brilliance potion to cast the regen? Maybe. It's kind of doubtful, but maybe. And spectral weapon. Again, my favorite spell in the game, but not so useful for this character. Oh, nice, we picked up an artifact ring. I've dropped it now, but if we actually do go Demon Trident, then if we do go Demon Trident, then Spectral Weapon might make sense, but it certainly doesn't at the moment. This ring does nothing for us, except minus Telly. So I will remember that. If we get a Zot layout that has, say, double teleport traps, then we'll come back and get this. do we pick up then? Nothing. Rations. That appears to be everything. Okay, so we actually got our second rune this time. So our standard choices now are that we either go to vaults and do vaults 1 to 4, or we head over to elf. I just noticed our title is the Deadly Accurate, which is amazing. That's got to be a throwing title. I've never seen that one before. That's great. Alright, vaults or elf? I think I probably want to head towards elf. We have infinite MR. We have lots of HP because we're a Minotaur. And we don't have RLEC, but that's the only one we don't have. So I think probably we'll be better off there than we will be in vaults 1 to 4. Right, and especially another one of the more dangerous things about the elves is their summons. But we now have javelins of penetration, so we can even throw javelins through them if we need to, or we could still just throw stones. The other cool thing about here that I just realized is that you normally find a lot of gold in elf, so maybe the Sword of Zonguldrok might be on the cards. I don't know. I haven't given up on the maximum riposte evasion build yet. Which makes me wonder, what are we training right now? I don't even know. Okay. Fighting, throwing, armor, dodging, and some Evo. Alright, that seems okay. Fighting, armor, dodging, throwing, probably all of those skills we want to just get to 27. We might do a little bit of fiddling around with, say, spell schools. I already talked myself out of stealth, so not that one. I mean, maybe long blades, but probably not. Oh wow, we one-shot the javelin. Oh, the javelin one-shot the die flail. That was a lot more damage than expected. So yeah, our training's probably going to look more or less like this for the rest of the game. Deep Elf Archers have repel missiles. Yeah, so kind of annoying to hit them with throwing stuff, but we still did somehow. That's a Wound of Enslavement. We already had one of those, so we've got 23 charges of that now. That would have been a very good move against the Merfolk, actually, now that I think about it. We probably could have... I'm not sure how much MR Merfolk Javelineers have. I don't know if I can do this. I also don't know how to spell it. Javillin. That can't be right. Okay, well, I'm not being banned, but I don't know how to spell Javelineer. I don't know how much MR they have, but I'm certain at least that we could have enslaved the Merfolk Impalers. Their MR isn't huge. As for potions here, I want to instantly grab the heal wounds. That's very valuable. And the others we probably can just keep. We've got 8 potions of might, that's plenty. How about magic? We've got 2 of those. I'm going to buy the potion of magic. That might seem a bit crazy, that was 100 gold and we're trying to save. But if we ever want to use Step from Time, and I don't know, there are all sorts of things that can happen to your mana, including me just using all spells like an idiot. Oh boy, here's Donald. But if we want to be certain that we can always cast Step from Time, regardless of our MP, it's a lot safer if you have a potion of magic. Okay, Donald. He can't see invis, which usually lets you own him. He is quite dangerous if you let him haste and might. I'm going to see if we can curare him. Probably not, because he tends to block stuff. Oh no, he didn't. Alright, so he's slowed down. Now let's just go invis really. And it's just occurred to me, he might have reflection. Glowing shield, yeah. So it's possible that as we throw things at him, he might throw them back. Or reflect them back. Unless we throw javelins of penetration through him. I think you can't reflect those. That might be totally fake news, but I feel like that's true. And I didn't see him reflect any of them, so maybe. We'll test his shield. Not that we'd want to give up the shield of resistance, even for a reflection. But I would like to test it. Let's drop potions of leak. We have very little use for those. Oh, go away. I'm trying to try on some clothes. Keep equipping yourself even though you're on fire. It was indeed a shield of reflection, which suggests to me that maybe it's correct that if you throw penetration at a reflection enemy, they won't reflect it. I don't know. If it's a life or death situation, maybe don't trust that. Alright, whenever we see a Deep Elf Annihilator, we're going to respect it, so we're going to switch to our javelins. And probably we should also respect Deep Elf Sorcerers, they're very dangerous. Enough so that I'm going to throw penetration at him through the others. Good. And we'll just tap this guy. With our 0 skill whip, that's still doing amazing damage. Let's drop enchant weapon again. I'm just going to turn those off from auto pickup. We can always come back if we really need them. Wand of Ice Blast. With 10 evocations, that's AoE, that's partially irresistible. That is worth having. Kill dancing weapon with stones. Why not? They're very hard to hit because they're evasive, dancing weapons. But I guess that's again part of being Chei and having 1,000,000 dex. With 28 dexterity, we're extremely accurate with our attacks, such that we can even hit this repel missile guy. Did I speak too soon? No, we are hitting him. I want to kill the lightning bolt guy first though. Alright, we finally got him. Anyway, if you didn't know, dexterity increases the accuracy of your attacks. Strength does damage, dex does accuracy. That's a lot of things. I kind of don't want to go back there. Although, I kind of do, because none of those elves see invis. It's only the more dangerous ones that do. So, if you're really afraid of a deep elf, it probably can see you. But these regular ones, archers, mages, knights, don't. Oh, I forgot to rest off our contam. Okay. Forgot to take it easy there, sorry Chei. We're killing the earth elemental by throwing stones at him. I feel like it would be thematic if instead, when you threw stones at the earth elemental, he got stronger because he absorbed the stones and got bigger or something. I don't know. I guess our stones can be chopping bits off him. Not chopping, but like abrasioning. That's not right. I don't know. Substitute your own word there that makes sense. Oh, okay. Dancing weapons can't see invis, so that's pretty powerful against them. But I did not know that you could sticky flame glaives. Because they're meant to be magic immune, aren't they? I guess there's no reason you couldn't sticky flame them. It's not a hex. But I've just never thought to. Anyway, this Deep Elf Mage decided to Sticky Flame the Vampiric Glaive. This one makes no sense. I get that I'm invisible so that the elf is kind of guessing where we are, but Sticky Flames only hits adjacent monsters, and it's quite clear that his buddy, the Glaive, is adjacent. I don't know. Maybe they had a long-running feud, those two. The Direflail of Draining is owning us. Let's stop throwing stones at it. I'm gonna go Penetration. Alright, cool. We kill it in one. Somewhere on this floor, we're going to see the Hall of Blades. I'm not going to do it this time. We did it last time for some reason. I don't remember why. I should stop throwing stones at really big packs like this. It's just, I don't know, it's funny, but it's probably not clever. Because our invis is just going to run out and then we're going to be stuck in the hallway here. Alright, like that. We're back in view. Why did we do the Hall of Blades? Because we were looking for an Evening Star, I think? Anyway. This time we're not really looking for a melee weapon. The ones that we would like, we can probably already buy. And or we have a Demon Trident already. Yeah, I don't know. The Zorda Zongeldrok looks further and further away each time I look at the shopping list. Probably because I keep spending our gold, but I don't know. Let's go Penetration. This looks like a dangerous group. We've got a Deep Elf Death Mage and a Sorcerer, both of which are the sort of higher tier, more dangerous Deep Elves. And to prove my point from earlier, Deep Elf Sorcerer can see Invis, Death Mage can see Invis. But the fact that there are a couple of these more nasty ones suggests to me that maybe this room we're heading into is a bit more special. Maybe not. Maybe just had those two. This looks like we're in the Hall of Blades, and this elf is carrying a Bardiche, but I don't think so. I think this is just a room outside the Hall of Blades. Okay, interesting. Well, this guy was packing. He had a Bardiche and a ring. That's kind of interesting because Bardiche is normally one of the more rewarding weapons that you would find in the Hall of Blades, and here's one outside. +6 int. Oh, they're both int rings. Okay. We don't need extra int. What's the armor? +4 magic resistance. I'm just trying to remember. There aren't more plate armors unless we want to spend gold. Alright, on to Elf 3. Not going to do the Hall of Blades. /- for scrolls we don't know. There can't be many left. Brand Weapon or Torment? Let's take this one up. We lost half our HP against that Sorcerer. Yeah. Hellfire hurts. We got 2 scrolls of it. 4 Identify isn't much. It's either going to be Torment or Brand Weapon. Right? I've already forgotten. I think there were only 2. Brand Weapon or Torment. Okay, if it's Torment, I don't care. If it's Brand Weapon, I'd like to have one of the Demon Tridents on us. So, we have a whole bunch of Enchant Weapon scrolls. 5, 6, 7. So we can get any of these Demon Tridents to +9. Demon. Now, freezing is +6. That's all nice and well. But draining, I'd prefer as the brand in a 3-rune game. So what I'm going to do is go pick up the +6 Demon Trident freezing and try to brand weapon it. If we could get a +6 Demon Trident of Elec. I'd be pretty for it. Or even Vamp. Would Vamp work? Yeah, Vamp would work. It was Torment. Yeah, never mind. Well, their thinking is sound. So the next time we see a scroll, we'll know for sure that it's brand weapon. Oh, right. I should have reacted earlier. The air elemental was going to blow us off the stairs, almost guaranteed. Let's go invis. The air elemental can still see us, but the earth and dancing weapon both cannot. Flick it back into view, that's fine. How many magic mappings do we have? We've got 5. And there are no more in the game. We're probably going to find another one before the end to do all 5 of our Zort floors. So I'm going to magic map now, and then we can make sure that we don't accidentally auto export into the end vault, especially as Chei, where you can't run away again. That would be a really bad thing to do. That is a deep elf demonologist who has just made a Tsutsuma, who can torment and bolt of Koldos. We could just shut the door and pretend this never happened. Now what? Where are stairs? Not that far away. Okay, consider, we have the blink spell. Blink is... well, we can't go up, so we can only blink further away right now. And even if we blinked one tile, it would still be a faster blink than it would be if we walked. As in, it would be faster movement. So let's try a blink. That was perfect. We can shut this door. And... how about we blink again here? We might land near this hallway. If we're really lucky, we might head towards the stairs. How's our passage of Galubria? 38%. You know what? I'm just going to try passage. Maybe we'll get lucky. We did. Okay, cool. So that lets us... we can be on the stairs. Maybe we can kill this guy before his Tsutsuma shows up. And if not, we'll just go back upstairs. Okay. Well, I decided to just keep fighting anyway. But we did it. Alright. So yeah, we got to see the utility that translocations gives our character just there. And then I'll wait a few turns for them to approach, and then we're going to go invis. Alright. Well, 1, the Death Mage can see us, and 2, he did his twisted resurrection spell, which is why we've now got ugly things turning up. Alright, we're back in view. What is doing that? Oh, we're losing all our intellect. Oh boy. Okay. Are these guys really RLF? They're not. Neither is the water elemental. Oh, the watermelon, sorry. The watermelon. The water elemental is RLF, but the Hellwing is not. Yet, I think it was this guy. It is. He's got lightning bolt, and he's just killing his friendly Hellwing with lightning bolts. And in fact, this is going crazy now. It's getting a bit out of hand. I'm just going to step from time. We'll reset. Is that lightning bolt guy? Bolt of draining guy. Well, that's fine. We'll just kill him. We've got javelins quivered. Alright. Like that, we'll just kill him in 1. Ow. Okay. Step from time to the rescue again. It was really just the lightning bolt guy. That's basically it. I potentially could have pulled out, say, javelins of penetration and tried to kill him. But if we ate 1 or 2 more lightning bolts, we would have been in trouble. Like that. This dude's ham. He did it again. I need to respect this guy. Let's throw javelins at him. He's crazy. Okay, so we've done the 4 now. We're gonna be wary of this hatch up, because hatches up from elf 3 to elf 2 usually put you in the Hall of Blades, or at least there's a very good chance of it. Alright, so things we want to do. Buy and learn pass wall, that's one. Other things we want to do. Dig some kill holes so that we can fight stuff in hallways. I'm gonna go the other way too. We've got plenty of digging ones, we've got 27. Because we're remembering that that was probably super unnecessary considering that we're slow and Chei. But we're remembering that the Deep Elf Elementalists can blow up walls, so it's good to have at least 2 kill holes, 1 on each side. The reason why this hallway thing isn't as crazy as it might look is because of the way that we can use blink. So you can only blink to tiles you can see. So if we step around a corner like this, we can pretty much always make sure we blink further up the hallway. And say again, like that. So if we're running away from elves, we can try to make space by abusing blink that way. It's not really abusing blink, abusing line of sight, I guess. And I'm gonna do some yelling. Alright. Let's see if we can get them to come one at a time and walk into our corridor of death. Corridor of death mages. Alright, we're hearing shouts. So let's back up. It's a high priest. Not what I was expecting. He's a Deep Elf Master Archer who immediately nails us with one of these arrows. These guys can't see invis, so you can always do that, and I maybe should have, because we just dropped below half HP there. We already killed Saint Roker. I could have sworn. Why are there elves here? We killed him in Snake. So why are there orcs? Don't tell me the orcs and the elves are finally getting along. That's a millennia long animosity they have going on there. They're now living together. Everything I know in all games about lore of elves and orcs is that they always hate each other. That is a death drake. That can't be real. How can the death drake be real if our eyes aren't real? It's gotta be a shapeshifter. It is very satisfying to one-shot these random elves with javelins. And our throwing is still gonna keep going. We're getting extra damage for every point of throwing that we train, and we've got our 34 strength. So we do pretty crazy amounts of damage. Let's go penetration. That was a crystal spear, that hurts. I don't want to get hit by another one. We'll go javelins. We'll go invis. Alright. This is getting out of hand. So we've got multiple really scary enemies, and then an elementalist. So even if we do get back to our kill hole, he's probably going to blow them up. Okay, new plan. Let's try clouds. If we get some crazy cloud roll, maybe we can fight. We didn't. But what's interesting is that the Master Archer is still trying to shoot us, even though the Annihilator's in front. I don't know. I feel like we can try to fight. No, I no longer feel that way, because the High Priests can call down damnation, they can smite you, and they can malign offering, which is like a smite except they then heal afterwards. Trains life from an enemy, heals nearby enemies. Well, the Sorcerer and the Annihilator are both nearly dead. If I can kill those, maybe then we'll step from time. The Elementalist is making more clouds. Whoa. How about an Ice Blast right here? Okay. This actually, it's not the worst because the elementals here are kind of blocking some of the things that we're worried about. And we're still invis against the Master Archers. I'm going to keep fighting. This might be a bit crazy because we could very safely teleport right now, or we could also very safely just hit a step from time. Do we have immolation? We do. I could immolate and slouch as well. I don't think we need to do that. Alright, here we go. Here's a better penetration setup. I'm aiming for the High Priest first, because they're the ones who can smite us. Whereas 3 Master Archers is pretty crazy, and a Blade Master, but all 4 of those can't see invis. Basically, in order to do your Master training, you lose your ability to see invis. That's the trade-off to become a Master. No one said it was going to be easy. I think I want to slouch now. Yeah. Kind of hurt them. Let's just keep going. Alright, I really want the Master Archer to die. Let's keep penetrating. It's getting really scary now. Both of the sorcerers can damnation us. So I'm going to teleport. We're not in dire enough situation that we need to step from time, I think. But I kind of don't want to be here anymore. What's our teleport? Oh boy, well that wasn't the one I wanted. Okay. Alright, well, that's one reason why you shouldn't teleport in Elf, because you can do that. Alright, so we've got a Fiend here who can torment us, and we have Deep Elf Annihilators, who both of those could Crystal Spear us for 105 damage each. And there are 2 of those. And when you consider that we might get tormented on the same turn, they wouldn't even have to roll very high on a Crystal Spear to kill us. So, are we about to blow our single scroll of blinking right now to get some distance and then step from time? Or do we just... Because our problem is we can't step from time right now because I used all our magic points. So we need 10 of those and we only have 8. So yeah, it would take 2 turns to step from time. We'd have to quaff magic and then we'd have to use it. I think it's worth blinking right now. Let's go as far away from the Annihilators as we can. And what I could do here is I could read a teleport again. I'm going to do that actually. Okay. And then there's an interesting thing about teleports. And that is, if you're waiting for a teleport to kick in, it makes sense if you know that it's going to kick in next to do slow actions. That's kind of weird, but your enemies won't have a chance to react because the teleport kicks in after you take your turn and before the enemies react. The downside of that though is that you then have to wait the time for the actions you did on the other side. So I guess that's no guarantee. But still, what I'm going to do is read a fog scroll here to block line of sight to all those guys, and then with our slow chase steps, I'm going to start walking away. And then you see that we take a slow action, which is the movement, and then the teleport kicks in. And then we wait on the other side when we land in a bad spot. Damn it. Oh well. It's the thought that counts, right? Okay. We've got 9 magic points right now. What if we got nailed by Corrosive Bolt? We'd be in trouble. How about we quaff that magic so we have step from time? And then let's do it. Step from time. Okay, everyone's gone. We could just try to sneak back out. We could try to rest here. Okay, never mind, the Elementalist is back. I went for the rest play. Fireboard us, which made a lot of noise. That's not fair. Fireballed us again, so he's attracting everyone to us. Alright, well I guess now that he made too much noise, let's try to run out of here. There's another one. Oh, he's the same guy, we never killed him. Yeah, okay, everyone's back. Damn it, that's so unfair. Had to be shooting fireballs to attract everyone. Okay, what's our play? We could get lightning bolted and corrosive bolted at the same time. Step from time again. Okay, the Annihilator's still here. This is the downside of step from time. Excuse me. And that's that it's not a guaranteed escape. Because monsters are wandering around. A lot of the time, as you see, they'll all wander completely away. But it's no guarantee that they won't still be right next to you afterwards. So, the play here against the Annihilator. Probably quaff a heal wounds so that we're not in, or two, so that we're not in one shot range of Crystal Spear. And then I guess we just try to kill him. Yeah, see, he went with the poison arrow. Okay, good. And now let's walk back to our kill hole again. Can you all go away? Alright, good. Okay, we're back. We're stable now. It only costs us a blink scroll, a couple of teleports, and 2 heal wounds. Alright, we didn't have any javelins of penetration because they're all already on the floor all over here. There's no point running to my kill hole because he's just going to blow it open anyway. What I'm going to do is shoot our Wand of Acid. We can get that to go through the Earth Elementals to get the Elementalist behind. I'm going to Ice Blast them. And now Acid. Yeah. Alright. The Shapeshifter's back. The Shapeshifter formerly known as Death Drake. This has been a fun elf. Man. And as so many of these bad situations do, a lot of the danger we were in stemmed from just me being greedy and not running away earlier. We just found a +3 ring of slaying. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Do we want to have +3 slaying and just throw even harder? Or do we want +4 AC and the ability to go invis? I'm tempted to just go slaying and we can always switch to the ring if we need to go invis. I feel like our defenses are pretty good when I'm not being stupid. Protection from firing, we don't need that. We've got plenty of resistances. Yeah, so this way we can have even more throwing damage. That's a Hell Sentinel. Let's go with Javelins of Penetration and quickly try to kill this Demonologist, which we do in one, with a Penetration Javelin. Sick. Throwing's great, if you didn't already know. Oh, looky that. We picked up the Autumn Katana. Okay. Has clarity on it. It's a +8 longsword with slicing. And is a long blade. Well, fancy that. Maybe we don't need to buy the Sword of Zongoldrop to live out our maximum riposte build after all. Okay, well that's our new primary weapon. Okay, the Autumn Katana is a really, really nice weapon. I don't think we care too much about clarity. I mean, we have max MR anyway, so most things aren't going to confuse us. But still very nice all the same. And we're swinging at 1.2 even with no long blades training. That's not amazing, but we're going riposte build, right? Yeah, so that's cool. I also should be wearing the sling. I took it off for some reason. We need to drop things. I'm not dropping Snakebite because it's still our only means of getting our poison. in a pinch. Lamp of Fire that I've used 0 times, I think. You might kind of question the Fan of Gales because, I don't know, I pick it up quite often and then I use it extremely rarely. It's just that in the right situation, it's really, really, really powerful. It's just that situation doesn't come up often. Scrolls of Vulnerability we still want, because we have Hex ones. Do we just drop our stones? I mean, we have 30 Tomahawks, 73 Javelins, plus Javelins of Returning and Javelins of Penetration. I feel like that's probably enough for the rest of the game. Alright, we're dropping stones. Our standard weapon is becoming the Tomahawks. And really, if we start running through all our Tomahawks, we'll come get stones again. Damn it, there's a Wizardry Staff. We kind of want that too. It lets us do things like Passage. You need more slots. Tomahawks of Dispersal. It's a meme item, so we'd be using it to try to get melee monsters off us, but we can actually do a similar thing with Temporal Distortion. Okay, that has Summon Mana Viper. That's probably too high level that we're not going to do it. We use our ID scrolls on these artifact rings. R Poison, RF plus, Int plus 4, C Invis. We could have that instead of Snakebite, but I don't think we need that. Swiftness, which gets Chei angry at us. Box of Base. Oh no, damn it. This is the downside of throwing. We've got so many different ammunition that we can't carry all this stuff. Alright, we can test this stuff. Summoning, we don't need that. There you go, we get a new slot for the Box of Base. We need a new slot for this ring now. Well, not really, because we're just testing it. A Cursed Ring of Attention? What is a Ring of Attention? It makes the player less stealthy. Okay, this must be new. Is this a last minute trunk change? Ring of Attention. A bad ring that adds a minus 50 stealth penalty. Oh, that was just a... Wait, what was this called before? So it's been renamed to Ring of Attention. That was called something else. I don't know. It tells you it's renamed to Ring of Attention, but it doesn't tell you what it used to be. Damn it. Alright, so that's just a name change. Okay, that's not a new item. Yeah, being less stealthy is a normal bad ring, but I just can't remember the name. Okay, so that's a Ring of Attention. That's the artifact ring we don't want. This is a +5 Ring of Strength we don't need. A second Box of Base. Let's put our Ring of Slaying back on. Whole bunch of Phantom Mirrors. Okay, and we're done with Elf. So, that went a bit sketchy. We did end up using a bunch of consumables, including our only Scroll of Blinking, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, we don't have any other Blink Scrolls in the game. That might be our only source of Aralek. It doesn't matter, it's a harm amulet. There's no point. We'll resist the Elec, but then make it do more damage anyway. Hooray. Okay, so what did we end up with? The Autumn Katana. I feel like that alone makes this whole trip worth, because now we can live our max riposte meme build. When we're moving, we have 34 evasion. And that's in plate armor. That's pretty funny. Chei, the things you do. Oh, there are more things. Okay, well I should not be swinging with it as an attack. It does 1.2 per turn. Let's go. We'll acid him to kill him. And now we can throw. Okay, good. do we get any riposte there? No. Oh. That time? No. When we're actually doing things like attacking or throwing, our evasion drops back to 19, which isn't anywhere near as good. But that's okay. It's going to be at our best meme riposte when we're walking. And you know what? Now that we have a long blade, maybe we could go buy that +5 ring of evasion. Screw +3 slaying. Let's just go all in meme riposte. Not really. I don't know, maybe. That's going to be it for this episode. So if you join me in the next one, we'll be heading to vaults 1 to 4. Bye.